Got a lurker. Howdy, lurker. How art you? How art thou? It's Darius. Darius, what'd you catch last night? What time did you wake up this morning? How late did you stay out? I want the deets. Builder dude is lurking. What's up, Burnsy? I guess I can show off the little rodents. Wasn't Cairo. Cairo, I'll tell Amy said hi when she gets around. She's supposed to be coming in today at some point. She's got to work on some shirts for somebody. AJ, how are you? What's the new what's the ETA on the new storefront? Because I know you're not going to be painting in there with all that slat board in there. It's going to be nice, organized show off room. I think big, bunch of small ones, 13, 15 inches. Fish till 1. That's pretty hardcore. Pretty hardcore. Did you take a friend or did you go solo? I don't like fishing at night, dudes. I don't. We used to fish those night tournaments and it just I didn't like it. I did not like it. I think the part of the appeal of fishing to me is being able to like see stuff. Catching is a bonus, but actually being on the water, watching the trees, seeing the woods, seeing stuff underwater, logs, trash, grass, like seeing all that kind of stuff is the majority of the appeal to me. When you take that away and it's just blackness, it's not as appealing. And catching them at night is really weird too. It's funny. The first time I ever went night fishing and caught anything, the how heightened your senses get. Like a fish fighting feels a lot more hardcore than during the daylight. Watching the birds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, birds. I like seeing stuff. I know Darius doesn't do it all the time, but I'm just speaking about night fishing in general. So I try to limit myself to night fishing. And the bugs are so bad, I don't know anybody in their right mind who would want to go night fishing down here. Love fishing at night. Hate dropping a deuce at night. I could see that. That's probably not the most fun. Real men shit in the morning, though, right? And what I think my dad told me that my whole life, and I never understood it. I never understood it, where that phrase came from. You're going to paint in there too? AJ, all your baits are going to get overspray and dust and crap on them. All your nice wall hangers are going to get covered in crap. You just have to armor all them before you send them off the packaging. Oh yeah, it is a full moon, isn't it? We got blasted by that SpaceX capsule coming back into the atmosphere. It made a big explosion, rocked everybody's house down here because it landed in the Gulf. Speaking of full moon and the what do they call that? space stuff. Full moons are cool, especially running the lake when you don't have to have a light and you can just cruise and you can see everything. But I need Morgan Mason on here. I need a few more people because when I was watching Bass Live today, a lot of people throwing buzz baits. Jason Christie, Greg Hackney, pretty much everybody they've had on. And I made an observation about these buzzers. They were not crawling their buzz baits. Plexiglass front? AJ, what is this place you're building, dude? It's a little early, another month from now, I'll be able to get some bigger fish. How's the ledge bite down the lake? Anthony, did you see Hackney and Christie? They made me feel good after everybody told me that I was the like 1%er that threw a buzzbait too fast. That's how we did the lead pulling. Dude, you're gonna have all your baits in a plexiglass case? That'll be awesome. Yeah, I have enjoyed watching Hackney creep around. You're the 1%er in so many ways. This is true. Crappy hooks, fast buzzing, no electronics. There's a lot. Darius, we have a hardcore mayfly hatch here. The odd thing about it is you typically don't. It's not like you can. I've had like one or two times in my life where I've fished around like mayflies falling out of the trees, swarming, brim be under them. And there's been like a couple times where I could like target that and catch like a 3-pound bass. But it was real weird. Tyler, is the river falling and the tide's coming in all day? So they're colliding. Pros don't need no stinking tide. It helps. I'm not doing much of anything. There you go. Even worse. Neap tide. You know what's interesting about a neap tide? Morgan, you've been watching Bass Live. You've been seeing the. Have you been clocking the buzzer reel speed? It is not. It has not been crawling. These dudes are buzzing like men. 8-1. Got my stopwatch out. They are for real buzzing. Yeah. They who's this? I'm watching who's on there now? Caleb Summerall from New Iberia. I passed Caleb Summerall one day down here. He was coming back from I made myself laugh. Driving down I was going down 65 and I was just about to my house and Caleb Summerall came like blazing by me. He was trying to get on I-10 and I thought to myself, I said, isn't there an Elite Series event this weekend? And then I thought, oh, he must have got his ass stomped and he's already home. And that's what happened. Like he got destroyed and he was like doing like 100 trying to get home. But they're catching something, Burns. They're catching something. Somebody's catching something. The best was live with no commentary, just listening to the insects and Hackney buzzing. I would agree. But Hackney had to quit buzzing because of his competitor. Please do not have to go out to the ledges. A lot of bait closer to the shore. Interesting. I know now is about the time when that starts, but there was still a lot of fish in the bushes when we were farting around over there this time of year. I passed Gussie over the weekend. He was headed to the Sabine. It's really cool seeing those guys' boats. Like it sounds dumb, but it's cool to see a guy's boat that like makes his living fishing. Because they're usually not as nice as you expect them to be. Like when you can really get up next to the wrap and like the boat and like see how beat up it is. It's like, damn, this thing's not even a year old. Um, but yeah, Hackney had to put his buzzer down. I was disappointed in that. John, what's up? What's going on in the Philippines? Got to go where the fish are. Where's Hackney at? You know, he's way up some creek somewhere. It looks like. What is Caleb Summerall caught in Galveston? Travis, just a bunch of buzz baiting at Mach 3. Way up the niches. Did y'all hear that guy? Who was that guy? He was on a Bass's Instagram yesterday, and they were asking him about. It was like a little interview, and they asked Hackney in the first part, and then it was like Zaldane, and then it was somebody else, and then the last guy. He called the Neches River something. He called it the Nietzsche's. The Nietzsche's. I liked his pronunciation. He's like the Nietzsche's is kind of stained or something. He screwed himself. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's hitting on much because he pulled up to his first spot and I don't think he caught anything. And I was like, that's not good. If you drove 2 hours to hit one dock and that's the first place you pull up to and no bites, that's not a good sign. Typically, you would need to, I feel like, to do anything. You pull up to that first spot and you stick a 3 or a 2.5 or 2 3/4 or something, and you're like, all right, this is happening. Livesey, what's he doing? Just pitching. That's the worst, dude. That's the worst. When you have to start a tournament, you don't have to, but when you start a tournament pitching. Always raining here and strong wind because of the super typhoon. Typhoon doesn't sound good. We have those, but we call them hurricanes, I believe. Same thing, right? He's in Taylor's. I saw Brock Mosley. He was in an area that we had talked about. Just pitching. I mean, it's funny watching these guys fish because they literally it probably explains a lot about the way like the stuff I talk about on here and show and like how dumbed down everything is. Because if you watch them, they're either pitching, throwing a buzzbait or a frog, or cranking and spinner baiting. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty meat and potatoes. Um, Dustin, I can't do it, dude. I don't care if it's like the water is bubbling because it's 150 degrees. Like, I cannot make myself start at daylight pitching. And I learned a valuable lesson about that because there was this guy, his name was Lance Sanford, and he was always super, super, super good. And he was that dude that would drop freaky bags like at weird times of year. Like, he'd catch them all the time, but like when you'd think it was tough, he'd come in with some like freak bag, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? And nobody, like, I never saw him. I don't know where he fished, but I fished against him when I first started fishing tournaments out of Tuscaloosa. He was from around Tuscaloosa, and awesome angler. He got sick and ended up passing away, but I always looked up to Lance because he was quiet. Nobody ever saw him, and he just like crushed them. He always had bags, and I was like, how is, like, I never see him. And the interesting thing about never seeing somebody on a river system that you feel like you know really well, I put myself in position to fish the best areas that I think the biggest fish live in. And when you have somebody that's consistently good and they catch them and you never see them, it makes you start thinking, where where are all these fish coming from? You know what I mean? Um, but anyway, so I always looked up to this guy, and I never saw him. And me and Jody were fishing a tournament, and he had been sick, and I think he had some surgery, and he had come back from his surgery, and we were in the same pocket together, and I was like, damn, this is like the first time I've ever seen this guy actually fishing. And we got in this creek, and it looks kind of like somewhere where like Hackney was, where it's just like a little narrow creek and it had grass and kind of a few trees down the bank. And he goes down the right side and we're going down the left side. And dude, it's daylight and it's April. And I'm frogging and I'm buzzing and I'm doing all that kind of stuff, swimming a jig. And Lance gets up and picks up a lizard. And it's not even cracked yet. I mean, it's like pretty much still dark. And he picks up a lizard. I'm like, is he really starting at daylight with a lizard? Yep. Because about his second pitch, he drills a 4. And I was like, I told Crane, I was like, no wonder we suck in April. I was like, all these fish were fishing over, and we used to call him the Sandman. It's like the Sandman's cleaning the house on a lizard at daylight, and so occasionally I'll keep a little dangler honest in the morning, but I try not to. I never hardly get a morning bite anyway. Maybe that's the reason. But um, surely someone is out live scoping. I haven't seen anybody scoping. Tom, I don't know where Gleason is. I haven't seen much footage of him. I don't particularly care for that gentleman for no reason personally. I don't feel, I don't know. So I don't pay much attention to that man. Daniel, what's up? That's where Larry cut his teeth at Toledo and the Sabine. He's doing what I think will get you to day 4. I think you lose confidence so quick over here. Draw the picture. Yeah. Tyler, something just seems untrustworthy. Might be the nicest guy in the world. He's just got a vibe about him that I don't, that I feel like I see through. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's a whiner. Maybe that's the vibe that I'm feeling. But I just get a wormy, whiny vibe from him that I don't think I like. Where it's like, hey, 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 and then like behind closed doors, like, I don't know. I just get just kind of like when you see a snake and it's just like, There's probably plenty of dams for Poche to jump. On live, they said the general caught a 4. I did see that. Could it have been on a Bagley Killer B2? Possibly. So I hope, which we're never going to probably see, but I hope for the sake of the sport that Nixon is out there cranking them on a Killer B2. Poche didn't even run to his good stuff because of whining, because he would have had to jump in. Yeah, I mean, at this point, who really cares? Why not just do it again and just keep doing it? I guess because he needs to make money, but I don't know, Hella. Nixon's kept that Killer B2 pretty honest. Every day he posts pictures of some saltwater fish with a Killer B2 stuck in their mouth. So he's thrown it a bunch. Poche said he wasn't going to practice. I don't know what I mean, have they I don't know. I guess Poche is just going to have to fish normal water from now on. He's going to have to fish human water like the rest of us. No jumping things. Why don't they just make a no jumping rule? Do they have to wait till next year? Can they not throw a rule mid-season and be like, all right, guys, let's just clear this gray matter out of the way. If there's a strip of land between you and some water, even if that water is considered part of the fishery, you can't go over the land. He's on some really good fish up north, but I have to jump in. I don't mind the guy jumping in. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. Who do you think is probably whiny? Poche, from what I understand, is a little whiny, but I think there's also probably ninja level whiners also out there that probably make Poche's whining look like child's play. What if that land is 1 inch of water on it? I think 1 inch of water over it is perfectly fine because it connects by water. Taking the glass boat over everything. There you go. The main whiner in the organization is G-Man, apparently. Who cares? Who cares if he wants to jump over stuff? I mean, they can jump over stuff. Who's a notorious whiny whiner? Who's a whiner? I'm trying to think who would be the whiniest. Yeah, Blockett is the king whiner. Wandy. Ish, yeah, I can see Ish being a little whiny. Only 15 more days till 10 days of topwater. Brandon Card doesn't, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he would be outspoken enough to be a whiner. You know what I mean? I feel like you have to be a little Skeet. Yeah, he looks, I mean, Skeet's got that like entitled whine. You know what I mean? Card does it all in the background. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He didn't seem like he would throw his chest out and be like, hey, I don't, this is this is this is bull malarkey. Wish they would let Ish go buck wild in the open pros pick him. Yeah, that would be funny. He would probably just be flaming. I mean, as much. I feel like Ish has like the personality that he kind of washes out whatever whining he does. Maybe not. But I feel like Ish can take, you know what I mean? Like if Ish goes down with the flipping stick, he's gonna go down. He's gonna go down and he's gonna be like okay with it. And he might make some like snark comments, but I don't know. I've never taken Ish has never come off that whiny to me in his delivery. Uh, it's more I don't know. He's got a different approach. Um, uh, what, the winning weight? I don't know. I mean, the way it's looking right now, if you can catch 14 pounds a day, you'll probably dominate. 45 for 4 days. What was that? Less than 12. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Christie's doing much. Randy said fishermen are mean at Kentucky Lake. Oh, Darius, I bet you got a kick out of that. I don't know anywhere I've ever been where I could group the anglers of the lake and say they're meanies. I don't know. What lake has the meanest local anglers? Who are the biggest meanies? Hackney, I heard Hackney and his little jet ski people are the worst. Yeah, it's probably not fishermen. I'm trying to think. I've never really had any bad. Besides that prick on the pontoon boat I pulled in on Saturday. He was a meanie. Joseph, what's up, dude? Yes, Mr. Refrigerator. He was a meanie. Because of the ledges. I'll have to go back and watch that one, Darius. Bob, you haven't heard my Roland Martin rants? I despise that dude. He shit on me as a kid, not literally, figuratively. And me nor my family have ever forgotten about it. Roland is at the very bottom of my liked angler list. Maybe everyone is just sick of Randy, so it seems Kentucky Lake people are mean. Yeah, maybe it's that all these people are listening to all his whiny rants, and then when they see him out in public, they're like, "Oh, here's this whiny douche again." I've only had one on the water argument with a dude, and I was on 10 killer. I'm trying to think if I've ever had any run-ins with anybody. Probably. Not that I can really think of, though. Oh, we did have one. It wasn't me, though. It was the guy that was fishing with me. We were actually fishing down here, and we were fishing in this little dead-end canal, and this guy had a house and a dock in the back. And my buddy Blake was with me. And this old, I felt terrible. I wanted to crawl in a damn hole. But this old man, like, he was old. And he came out and he's like, hey, this is private. Y'all need to get the hell out of here. And I was like, oh, yeah? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right. Like, I didn't care. It's not like we were, like, hammering him in his, I was hammering him in his little canal, and it wasn't even very long. Like, you could fish down it and turn around and be done in 2 minutes. And he starts, he said, oh, y'all need to get the hell out of here. And he was trying to, bark us out of there. And my buddy Blake, like, he had a switch go off in his brain. Like, this old man flipped it. And he was like, nah, I don't think we're gonna do that. He's like, this is private water. We can fish. I mean, this is public water. We can fish in here. And he's like, no, you can't. This is mine. You need to leave. And Blake, he started going off on this old dude, and he started talking about going up there and breaking his hip and rolling him across the damn grass and all this kind of shit. And that old man was like, I'm just telling you, you need to get out of here. And he's like, call the damn. He's like, I'm gonna call the law. He's like, call the damn law. He's like, you got to call the damn ambulance because you're gonna have a broke hip, you old dick bag, and all this shit. And the guy eventually was like, I think this guy might get on the damn bank and come roll my ass through the damn grass. So he eventually walked off, but that was I forgot about that one. But we were young kids. I've been fishing on this offshore herp for like 3 hours this day on plastic white bass and some largemouth. Dude pulled in behind me and said I was only fishing it because I saw he was going to fish it. Did you know this gentleman? Was he? How would you know him? You wouldn't. No, that is because Bill Dance is a saint, Bob. That's why you've never heard any ill towards Bill. No idea who he was. He was just trying to big boy you off his hole. I told y'all the story about the me running like 70 miles one way down the river in this tournament to get to my first fishing spot. It was like a run these guys are making where like your leg goes numb from holding the hot foot down because you've been driving so long. And I get to my first spot and there's a boat sitting on it. And this is kind of like a this was kind of like a Ben Milliken pang rack kind of deal where you get to your spot, and they were there first, but the guy was literally had his boat where I wanted to make my cast to, and I was like, you idiots. And they didn't even know what they were doing. They were like throwing up in the mud, dude. And their boat was sitting on where the fish would have been pretty much. And they wouldn't leave. Like I eventually thought, because they looked They were older guys. They had a dog in the boat, and they were just kind of like farting around. They didn't look like they were too serious, so I figured they'd just kind of poke around, not get any bites, and leave. But they were like camped out, dude. And then when I thought it wouldn't get worse, the dog falls in the water, and it's like this little ratty dog. Um, and I'm like, so now on top of their boat being where I want to cast, their little rat dog is drowning where I want to cast. Uh, and then the guy in the back, who's I guess on the dog, jumps in to get the dog. So we have a boat on top of the fish, we have a drowning dog, and now we have a lifeguard saving the dog. Well, he throws the little rat dog in the boat. He gets back in the boat. I'm like, all right, this is kind of good. Uh, this guy's soaking wet. His dog probably needs CPR. Time to go home. Time to get a new change of clothes. Oh no. Dude is like drenched to the bone. His dog is sitting there shivering. He sits back in his chair, grabs his rod, water dripping off of him, and goes, and just starts cranking. You got to be shitting me. But I waited them out, and they eventually left. And as soon as they left, I caught a 3 pound spot and flipped it over the side of the boat. And when I was flipping it over the boat, I was so jacked. I flipped it. It came flying over. It came off in the boat, hit my dash, went back in the water. So all this time I had sat through watching them uh, these shenanigans on top of the ledge. Uh, the first bite I get was a really good one, and I threw it in the water. Um, he didn't know how to line up on it. I think he pulled up because he saw me catching them, was just trying to run me off. I've let him pull beside me and fish it. Caught a 7. Wow. Did he get nice? Did he get nicer, Morgan, or was he still a prick? It was, yeah. He didn't. The story with Roland was we were at the Bassmaster Classic in '99 at in New Orleans, the one that Davey Height won, and so Roland had this huge line of people waiting to meet him and get an autograph or a picture or whatever, and so we had been waiting and waiting and waiting, and the whole time we were waiting, Roland was on his like giant cell phone. It was like the Zach Morris phone, and he was sitting there and he was like signing autographs, and he wasn't even like acknowledging the people in line that had been waiting like an hour to talk to him. So he's sitting there like signing autographs, like shuffling everybody out of the way, signing them, and and we're like 5, 6 people back to meet him, and he's just he just like walks off, and everybody's standing around, and he just leaves. It doesn't say, "Hey, I'll be right back." This, and this. Hey, my time's up. I got to go to another booth. Come meet me over at the Pennzoil booth. Nothing. He just leaves, and we're all sitting around, and all the like people sitting there like, "Is he coming back? Where'd he go?" And we just kind of stand around, and nobody like knows what to do, and eventually everybody just kind of walks off. But yeah, total prick move. Oh, this is way before BlackBerry, bro. This is '99. This is like Nokia giant box phone. Um, So Roland did not make any friends that day. Morgan, what were you fishing with? What were you fishing with that made your, was it your bait or you say it was your lineup? Do you think if he would have if he'd have had the cast you had, that his baits, whatever he was throwing, would have been better? What are we looking at? Christie's culling, it looks like. Nice looking water. It's time for me to stop. The wife is fed up completely. That's the beautiful thing about what I do, is I get baits all the time, daily. Nobody knows if it's for me personally or if it's for me to paint. So tackle coming in the mail is no, it does not raise an eyebrow at my house. It's easier to get a new wife. So I got that going for me. AJ knows how it goes. Two JDM baits called a Brisky and a Kaihatsu. Bob is on a balsa bender. I got some baits from Japan way back in the day. And I still don't know who made them. But they're very well made baits. They look just like a Balsa V3. But it does look just like a V3 except for the circuit board bill. But I don't know. These didn't come packaged. I bought them probably like 15 years ago on eBay, and I don't know who built them. Yeah, scales are clean. They're turned a little funky, which kind of surprises me. But they're a really nice build. But like I said, I don't know who actually built them. And they run really good. I had another one that I had painted, and I tried to get the paint off of it, and I completely ruined the bait, so I threw it in the trash. That might be the last one I had. I used to have 3. I bought 3 of them. Yeah. I guess that's my last one. There's a Burns lip modded B3. I don't have any Japanese stuff. I have a Japanese Burns. I have a Japanese inspired Burns. It's probably a little dusty. That's about as JDM as I get on the in the balsa world. I have another one of yours, Burns, that I haven't clear coated yet. It's been sitting over there with paint on it for like three years, and I can't encapsulate it in clear coat because I'm not sold on the paint scheme yet. It still might get stripped. I can't on mine. I had something else I was going to do to it, but I don't know. I'll probably just leave it as is. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. What else? I'm looking over at the wall. No JDM, no handmade Japanese stuff. I'd leave it that way, Bob. No, I would get drips, not the latter. Yeah, I've got another Avalon one from Burns. This one. Like I said, I just can't make myself leave it. Or I can't make myself. I want to change it. I don't think I'm going to leave it like this. Maybe I should clear it and just be done with it. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that thing. Clear it. Well, after all this time, I guess I could. I don't think I won't. Morgan, you'd clear it? It's pretty. There's some stuff I'd like to do different though. Because it's such a rarity. Like I put the little micro dots on it and that was stupid. I don't know why I did that. I would remove those if I had to do it over again. I don't know. There's a lot I'd like to do different. It does look pretty good though, I will say. It does look pretty good. Maybe I'll clear it. Let's see. Where's my signature? Where's my signing pen? I'll sign this thing and send it down the bank. I don't know where my pen was. I was just in here signing baits yesterday. Oh, I do have something I can show off. Somebody said we want a chipmunk. Okay. Here you go. There's your little chipmunk. Let me turn this light. Can't get it to focus because I can't put my hand behind it or if my hat will work. Should. Look how cute that little thing is. It is just adorable. It is just adorable. There it is next to a 10XD. Grinnell candy. Our grinnell are lazy. They don't like coming up to the surface. But I bet you could. My grinnell would probably like this. Luckily, we don't have them eat topwater a ton. Like I would throw this and feel pretty confident that I wasn't going to catch a grinnell on it, but I'd probably catch 10. And here's my little iridescent possum. Looks too cute. So I'm gonna get those cleared today and see what happens. Oh, another. Who is this? Who is this guy designing a rod? I'm not buying it. If it's two numbers, then I'm about to puke. Nope. NRX. G limits. He uses those little dragon tails for flying for the tail. What is that, Morgan? I was going to use a zonker. Let's look up fly tying dragon tail. Oh yeah, it's kind of zonkery. They have a crystal dragon tail. Oh yeah, those are pretty cool. The crystal flash one. Yeah, I was going to go zonker because I have zonkers, and I've got a blue one, I think. Oh, dude! So I've got a bag that I've kept with me for probably 20 years. I've been collecting fly tying materials, feathers, fur, thread, tinsel, flash boo, anything you can think of, everything you can, all the fly tying stuff. Um, had it for years. I think my dad gets the bright idea that he's gonna keep a white-tailed deer's tail and use the hair off of it to like make jigs and shit. Well, this bag is sitting in the other room, and I opened it up and it smelled like ass. Like it smelled like friggin' roadkill. I was like, ugh, what is this? And I started digging in there, and he just threw the deer's tail in the bag. So there's just like rotting 2-year-old, 4-year-old deer flesh, deer ass in my damn fly tying bag. Get this shit out of here, dude. Dude, it smells horrible. Like now like the funk has encapsulated all my other stuff. So I might have to move to scent. Yeah, it still had like the dingleberries crusted up on the damn bottom of the tail, dude. It was gnarly. So yeah, anytime I like, it's like, oh, let me tie up one of the campers a special feathered treble. I can't because it smells like ass. If I send it to one of y'all would send it back and say, hey asshole, why don't you send me a dressed treble that doesn't smell like caca? Accent hair jig. Ugh. These are pretty cool. These they look like these dragon tails. They look like they're pipe cleaners. Are they rigid? Because they look like they have a piece of wire going through them. Brennan, if I see one more thing about a damn Chad Shad, I am going to crush a grape. Because I looked on Universe this morning and all I saw was Bass Pro's got Chad Shads. Where's the Chad Shads? I want a Chad Shad. Chad Shads dropped and I didn't get one. Dude, the world is going to revolve if everybody doesn't have a Chad Shad. I don't know what everybody is so chubbed up about, but it's getting absurd. A marabou on a triple on your rat. That would look nice. Oh. Finesse worm. I'm gonna try a zonker because I wanna put a on the possum on my baby possum. I think I'm gonna do a blue zonker on it. It's gonna look sexy. Um, I knew a guy that used the big ones behind his rat, and he turned on a lathe and had some mojo behind the mate. After watching BTO, I will not be buying a Spro Rod 279 and a 1-year warranty. Oh, I didn't make it. I made it through about 2 minutes of that episode, and I didn't finish it. I'm at my wit's end with those two words. How's it sproing, Chad? But the speaking of cheap swim baits, apparently the Bass Pro Shops glide they just released is pretty damn decent, and it's like $15 or something. Um, the BPS one is damn good. Why don't people just rush out and buy that one? Like 10 poppers left to cut and carve. That's not too bad, Burnsy. K-Ro, you got the BPS or you got the Glad Shad? BPS. Yeah, they're the reviews seem to be pretty positive. Just got a Clark Gable mutt from FedEx. The wife is gonna lose it. Just pull the bait out, throw the box in the trash, not in the trash can, outside in the trash, actual trash can, or go throw it in the backseat of your truck or something, or your car or whatever. Um, People don't want something that works; they want something that makes them feel cool. I guess it wouldn't make me feel cool though. It'd probably do the opposite. Clark Gable. I don't have anything Clark Gable. My WECs are all pretty standard. Citrus, Tennessee Shad, Full Brim. Here's one, speaking of WECs, that I always thought was going to be really good, but I never caught fish on it. What year is this from? 07. The sand flea. I don't know if I just didn't do it, didn't fish it in the right places or whatever. Probably that oval split ring doesn't help. Maybe that's why it ran like ass. But the sand flea was never a favorite of mine. A bluegill would be sweet. A bluegill would be sweet. I need to bring back that. I need to bring back this color. Let's see, what's it called? I don't even know that I named it, but it was a. I don't even remember what bait I did it on, but it was a balsa I did a while back. It's probably my favorite trio of balsa colors I did. It was this one. That color. Oh, can't see it. Still can't see it. Can I block any amount of light? No. Oh, you can almost see it. But you get the gist. It's like that smoky gray purple back with like the green bars and the copper blue, the copper purple scales. Chartreuse under the throat. You didn't do good on the sand flea either. The sand flea was an ass bait. What is, I wonder what the problem with the sand flea was. I don't know. I don't know what the issue with the sand flea was. I need to get rid of some of my loser ones. Like, I got some stumpies and some just stuff I would never even consider using. But I hold on to them. What is this one? Z2 medium diver from 04. Back when Ed was dipping his baits, looks like. Not going to throw that ever. I don't think it's ever been thrown. It's got a few. I don't know if those are hook pointers or if those are stuff in the. I don't know. I forgot what frogs they were, but there's a split ring on the nose and a few frogs I had. Like a hollow belly frog? I'd take the ring off. I would remove the ring. I don't know why you would ever have a ring on a frog of any kind. No, I would not trust the ring. Hollow belly, huh? No, I'd throw that in the trash. I would clip and or remove and go commando. Go commando. Oh, I had to pull live up. Heads rattle sounds pretty good. I don't know if I've ever heard the bait itself. So it's me. What model bait is it? What's up, Kyle? You watching some? It's called the Ticker. I don't remember ever seeing that one. What's it shaped like? $30 bones is pretty fair because it's about what you'd pay back in the day when Ed was still kicking around. Kind of like a longer flea. Ugh, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. I'm looking over here to see if I got any. There's another Z2. People used to talk shit about the long-tail mutts. I always liked the long-tail mutts. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is with the long-tail mutts and why they get hate. But the long-tail mutt is a fish catcher. I don't care what anybody says. And if you can't catch them on a long-tail mutt, I don't think. I certainly think it's not the mutt's fault. The smooth. Where is my smooth? There's some weird stuff over there now that I'm starting to look at it. Oh, there's my little popper. Many long-tail mutts. A lot of people throw shade on the long-tail mutt, and I never understood why. I've heard people here and there claim that the long-tail mutt was ass, when in fact the only thing ass about a long-tail mutt is that it's badass. I have a few smooths that I bought just because I thought I needed them. I think I've acquired a few, and it was mainly just from getting Bagley lots and somebody throwing one of those in. Seen your buddy Mr. Piz went live right after you got off yesterday. Oh, really? What did he have to say? Come buy my stuff? Take my viewers. Come buy my stuff. AJ was catching up on his Bruce Lee videos that YouTube recommended to him because of my video title, Enter the Dragon. I thought about going with a dragon title on this one because, oh, that's what I meant to tell y'all. Did y'all hear Hackney's Grinnell name, his mudfish name, his cypress trout name, his dogfish name, his shoe pick name? He had a new one. Did anybody hear it but me? There's a new one to add via Greg Hackney. Let's see if anybody knows it. We'll wait. Anthony missed it. Wasn't shit eater. I heard him say cypress trout. Yeah, it was right before cypress trout. It was right when he hooked it. He says it's one of them. This. And I think I have it right. But he called it, wasn't mudfish. No, I've never heard this one. This is very non-standard. This is very Hackney. This is very Zona. I believe he called it the Swamp Dragon. That's it. The Swamp Dragon. It's pretty awesome. I wasn't watching. I was listening, and he said, "Oh, it's a Swamp Dragon." I was like, "Got to be a Grinnell." So add that to the list. I'm thinking about doing I'm thinking about doing a T-shirt design that's like all the names of a grinnell on the back. Or do like a picture, like a sketch of a grinnell, and then do all the names, like encapsulating it. I might need to. Then his next deal was that he was craving some fried bass. AJ, you think I could sell a grinnell shirt? I'll try it because I've been wanting to do a grinnell. Uh, I actually have the Instagram handle Mudfish. Um, uh, I don't. That's the thing. I hear people talk about like not liking the taste of bass, but like I don't know what they're eating, but freaking bass is awesome. I've eaten hundreds of them, if not more, into the thousands. I mean, because it's typically all I fish for. So if I'm going to eat a fish, it's probably going to be a bass. Um, he was catching dinks, talking about how he loves to try them out, best eating fish there. So it was like, I don't like that's the thing. I prefer the texture of bass to crappie. My favorite's bluegill. Just the only reason I like bluegill is because I like eating them whole, and I like the tails fried. Um, I don't care for crappie. I don't care for catfish really. I like bass and bluegill fried whole. But if I'm filleting something, give me a bass. Eat a northern, save a chatterbait. I heard the northerns are good. They're just a pain in the dick to clean. Um, try fried smelt. Where do I get smelt? Anthony, I don't think we have smelt. Is that in that order? Perch, northerns, crappie, bluegill, flathead. Yeah, I mean, if I lived in perch and walleye land, I'd probably eat those two things. But down here in the dirty, we've got the salt, but I don't like the salt. Pike are slimy. Their meat. I like when our conversations turn to dropping things in grease. Perfect the baits you currently build so each bait is exactly the same. Burns is dropping knowledge. Hella has good northern recipes. Do you, Hella? Later, Burns. I'm guessing flatheads are the best because they eat live meals, correct? They're not vacuum cleaners of the muck. Um, Rich, what's up, dude? Sagalay, bluegill, bass, yellow cats. Easiest to catch on ice fishing. I've heard pickerel is good, but not flaying that bony snakefish. Yeah, I actually tried Bob, and it didn't end well. I was like trying to watch a YouTube video of some dude cleaning one, and he was cleaning like a bigger one, and mine was kind of small, and I don't think we ate pickerel that night because I didn't have a fillet knife, and I was trying to do it with like a kitchen like serrated knife. It was awful. Darius, I can't believe being at Kentucky you haven't tried um, Asian carp. I figured they'd have it at every restaurant on every corner of the lake. Probably have a weight chamber with a pin. You could add a tungsten ball to it and clean and then more ballast weight. Oh, we have two different conversations going on here. We have the bait builders and then we have the fry daddies. I've got one of those. I thought it was in this box. Here it is. Nope. Did I take it out? I don't know what I did with it. It used to live in here, I thought. Yeah, True Tungsten. That was a Nishine design. Like to eat catfish raw and wiggling like Gollum. South Jersey, what's up? Where you been hiding? You never seen one? Hold on. Is it hanging up? Nishine was the designer of the bait for True Tungsten. Here's a little one. I've got a big one, but this will get the point across. So, if it looks like a Nishine, it's because it is. Same eye and everything. But yeah, if you pull this pin right here, it has a chamber in it, and it came with little tungsten balls, and you could weight the bait. It's a cool little bait. Yeah, Ish was a true tungsten. True tungsten probably had the most badass, besides Daiwa, like in the 90s. True tungsten probably had one of the most stacked pro staffs there has ever been assembled. But I think the owners snorted all the profit up their nose. Our swim baits have balls, but they had like 3 or 4 different sizes of these. These are the this is the micro one. I don't know where my big one went. And then when I say big, it's not big. It's like 5. It's like the one thing that was going on sale that I ever really did. I felt like I did pretty good on. Was, you know, when like baits go on sale and you buy like a ton of them, typically you find out that you got hosed, like the bait wasn't as good as you thought. But the super rogues, I found them on sale for whatever reason, and I bought a damn ton of them. Turns out they're better than I thought. Let me go back to reorganizing this. Come on, dude. What a mess. What a mess. Let it go, dude. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, there, Bougie and Bates. There's you a meme video, whatever you want to call it, a little reel. Do the let it go, or like somebody shaking their baits out of the tackle box, all their treble hooks hung together, and then cue up the let it go clip. This was one of my favorite jerk baits growing up, and it's still awesome, but I haven't thrown it in a while. The Excalibur Ghost Minnow. I paid $2.50. No, I have these patches and I have the hats. I just haven't assembled them. They're over here. I have actually got. I'll show you. I got a shorter version of this hat. So this is the one that I'm wearing. And then I got like a Richardson 112 style. That's same camo. It's just it's a shorter version. So I need to get those patched up and put on the website. No, about $120 Veritas used Hell's Code, get $75 gift card back and $10 back in rewards. You did good. Bob, there is a Glad that from Japan. I think it's called something. The same features as the tree cover with the weight balls. It's a slept on bait. Here's my first resin bait ever made. What is going on, dude? What is going on? I just unlocked like the treasure trove of P70s, apparently. See what I paid for that one? 2 doll hairs. Where's the other one? Fancy. I'll add those to their appropriate box. Oh, my old crawl. How gross. Anybody know anything about this thing? Put that up. All right. All right, dudes, I'm about to get to painting. Not a Mega Bass nor a Strike Pro, not a Matsuo. I believe it's actually a very old Spro. Later. I'm with you, Anthony. Got to get back to work. All right, good talking to everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your Sabine River. You'll have good. We'll catch up on it tomorrow. Take it easy, dudes. Later.